name's Sydnie Christmas.
Is it?
Sydnie
That's an unbelievable name. I love that.
Confetti falling from the ceiling, tears of joy streaming down her face.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It's not.
My middle name's worse.
What is it?
Mary.
And millions of people cheering her name. Sydnie Christmas had just won Britain's Got Talent and walked away with $250,000. It was supposed to be her fairy tale ending, right? Well, what happened next might shock you, because winning a talent show is just the beginning of a much bigger, more complicated story. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deep into the real story of what happened to Sydnie Christmas after she won Britain's Got Talent. Trust me, this journey has more twists and turns than you might expect. So grab some snacks, get comfortable, and let's find out what really happened when the cameras stopped rolling. Before we jump into what happened after her big win, we need to talk about how desperate things were for Sydnie before she ever stepped onto that stage. This wasn't some lucky girl who just decided to try out for a talent show on a whim. No, this was someone who was literally about to give up on her dreams forever. For 10 whole years, Sydnie had been trying to make it in show business. 10 years. That's longer than some of you have been alive. She went to a fancy performing arts school and thought she was ready to conquer the world. But the entertainment industry had other plans for her. She worked on cruise ships, performing in shows while floating around the ocean. She got small parts in theater productions that nobody really heard of. She even performed in Germany in a musical called Starlight Express. But none of these jobs were the big break she was hoping for. They barely paid enough to cover her rent and groceries. Living in London is expensive, and Sydnie was struggling. She had to work multiple jobs just to survive. One of those jobs was at a local gym, which is pretty far from the glamorous life she had dreamed of. When that email came inviting her to audition for the judges, she almost ignored it. But then she thought, what's the worst that could happen? I'm already planning to give up, so why not try one more time? Little did she know that this decision would change her entire life. The day of her audition, Sydnie walked onto that stage as a complete unknown. Most people watching had never heard her name before. She chose to sing Tomorrow from the musical Annie, and it was absolutely perfect for her story. Here was someone who had been waiting for her tomorrow to come for 10 long years. As soon as she started singing, you could feel the entire room change. The judges sat up straighter. The audience got quiet and really listened. Her voice was powerful and emotional, and you could hear every single struggle she had been through in those notes. Amanda Holden was so moved by the performance that she slammed that golden buzzer, sending Sydnie straight to the semifinals. Confetti rained down, and Sydnie broke down crying right there on stage. It wasn't just happiness, it was relief. All those years of wondering if she was good enough. And finally, someone believed in her. But even after that amazing moment, her journey wasn't smooth sailing. Just before the live finals, disaster struck. Sydnie got sick and completely lost her voice. Can you imagine? A singer's worst nightmare, happening right before the biggest performance of her life. She had to post on Instagram telling her fans that she was unwell. For a few days, nobody knew if she would even be able to perform. But Sydnie was tougher than her illness. She rested her voice, took care of herself, and refused to let this setback destroy her chance. For the semifinals, she chose My Way by Frank Sinatra, and it was the perfect song choice. The lyrics talked about facing challenges and doing things your own way, which was X. But Sydnie explained that she chose Believer for a specific reason. She said it was for little Sid, the dreamer inside her who never gave up. She wanted everyone watching to remember to fight for their dreams, no matter how impossible they might seem. Even if some people didn't understand her choice, it showed that Sydnie wasn't afraid to take artistic risks. The months after winning were absolutely crazy. She was a guest on popular TV shows like This Morning, where she would often get emotional talking about how much her life had changed. Sometimes she would start crying just thinking about how different everything was from when she was working at the gym. But Sydnie found ways to stay grounded during all the chaos. She discovered that if she wore a tracksuit and put her hair up, she could still take public transportation without being recognized. This ability to switch between being a famous person and being a normal person became really important for her mental health. The pressure to release music quickly after winning a talent show is intense. Record companies know that the public's attention span is short, so they wanted to get Sydnie's album out while people still remembered her from the show. The recording process was incredibly fast, just 3 weeks to make her entire first album. Since Sydnie had never recorded a full album before, it was like drinking from a fire hose. She had to learn how the recording studio worked, how to work with producers, and how to make professional quality music all at the same time. Her debut album was called My Way, and it came out on September 20th, 2024. The album had 11 songs, including all the performances that made her famous on Britain's Got Talent. It was basically a thank you gift to all the fans who had supported her journey. One of the coolest moments happened when the famous composer Andrew Lloyd Webber saw S. Finally, in 2021, a doctor suggested that she might have a gluten intolerance. Sydnie decided to cut gluten completely out of her diet, and the results were life-changing. Within just 2 weeks, her chronic pain disappeared, her energy returned, and her mind became clear again. She was able to stop taking antidepressants, and her weight stabilized. It was like getting her life back after years of suffering. This experience taught her the importance of listening to your body and not giving up when doctors can't immediately find answers. Sydnie has been very open about these health struggles, using her platform to help other people who might be going through similar experiences. She talks about the importance of therapy, having good friends you can trust, and taking care of your mental health. Even after winning Britain's Got Talent and becoming famous, she still had to fight those internal battles with anxiety and self-doubt. The public scrutiny that comes with fame can be overwhelming, especially for someone who had been struggling with mental health issues. But all those years of hardship had made Sydnie incredibly strong and resilient. She knew how to push through difficult times because she had been doing it her whole life. That strength became like armor protecting her from the darker sides of fame. Despite having a successful music career, Sydnie never forgot her first love, live theater. During the 2024 holiday season, she starred as the fairy godmother in a pantomime production of Cinderella in Dartford. This showed that she was a true performer who was happiest when connecting with a live audience. But here's something that really shows what kind of person Sydnie is. Even after winning $250,000 and getting a record deal, she made a surprising decision. She announced that she was going back to school to finish the personal training qualification she had started. As we move through 2025, Sydnie Christmas is no longer just a Britain's Got Talent winner. She's become a full-fledged artist, entrepreneur, and advocate. While her first album was mostly cover songs of classics that people already knew and loved, she's now working on a second album that will focus on original music. People close to her say this new album will explore soul, big band, and contemporary pop styles. This shows that Sydnie is ready to experiment and grow beyond her theatrical roots. She wants to prove that she's not just someone who can sing other people's songs beautifully. She's an artist with her own unique voice and style. Her success has also opened doors in television, with rumors about a potential TV special or documentary about her incredible journey from gym worker to Britain's Got Talent champion. But no matter what opportunities come her way, her love for live performance remains her driving force. After her successful pantomime run, there were lots of rumors about her finally landing a major West End role, the dream she had been chasing for over a decade. In the summer of 2025, it was officially announced that she would star as the iconic villain, Cruella de Vil, in a production of 101 Dalmatians the musical. This was huge news for Sydnie, as it represented her finally achieving the West End dream she had been working towards since she was a young woman. The announcement also came with news that one of her London concerts would be moved to the larger Adelphi Theatre and filmed for broadcast in the United States, showing her growing international appeal. But perhaps the most important part of Sydnie's legacy isn't her music or her performances. It's how she's used her platform to help others. She has become a powerful advocate for mental health awareness, using her own experiences with anxiety and chronic illness to inspire and help other people. By speaking so openly about her struggles, she has helped remove the shame and stigma around mental health issues. She reminds millions of people that it's okay to not be okay, and that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. From being on the verge of quitting show business to becoming one of Britain's most beloved entertainers, Sydnie Christmas's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Her story didn't end with that fairy tale moment on the Britain's Got Talent stage. That was actually just the beginning of a much more complex, challenging, and inspiring adventure. She has faced rescheduled tours, public criticism, health challenges, and the daily pressure that comes with being in the spotlight. But through all of it, she has remained authentically herself. She's the powerhouse vocalist who can bring thousands of people to their feet. And she's also the practical woman who wants to finish her personal training course. She's the glamorous star in beautiful gowns performing for royalty. And she's also the down-to-earth girl who still takes public transportation when she wants to blend in. She's shown that you can be successful without losing who you really are. Sydnie Christmas has done so much more than just win a talent show. She took her one big shot and carefully, thoughtfully built a real, sustainable career on her own terms. Her story is a powerful reminder that true success isn't just about one moment of triumph. It's about having the strength and determination to navigate everything that comes after. Her future looks brighter than ever, with new music, theater roles, and opportunities to inspire others. But most importantly, she's proven that dreams don't have expiration dates. No matter how many times life knocks you down, no matter how close you come to giving up, it's never too late for your tomorrow to finally arrive. So what do you think about Sydnie Christmas's incredible journey? Are you inspired by how she turned her life around? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your thoughts and stories. And if you enjoyed learning about what really happened after Britain's Got Talent, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about your favorite performers. Ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.